We live in a world of unspoken rules, invisible lines drawn in the sand of societal expectations. These are the accepted poisons, the toxic behaviors so deeply ingrained in our culture that they've become normalized. We're swimming in a sea of everybody does it, but at what cost? When does going with the flow become complicity in perpetuating harm? Just because everyone's doing something doesn't make it right. This blind acceptance allows toxic behaviors to persist, to weave themselves into the fabric of our lives. We need to start questioning these norms, these unspoken agreements to participate in behaviors that diminish us. This journey begins with awareness. Once we see the problem, once we name it, we can start to dismantle it. It's time to stop accepting the unacceptable and start demanding better, for ourselves and for each other. Let's talk about social drinking. It's the glue that binds after-work gatherings, the fuel for weekend celebrations. But when does this societal norm become unhealthy? When does just one drink turn into a crutch? Consider the pressure to keep up, to match drinks round after round, to prove your tolerance. It's not about demonizing alcohol itself. It's about questioning the culture that surrounds it. We need to create space for conversations about our relationship with alcohol. We need to normalize choosing not to drink without judgment. Let's find new ways to connect, to unwind, to celebrate that don't revolve around the bottom of a glass. It's time to rewrite the rules of social engagement, to create a space where genuine connection takes precedence over pressured consumption. The instinct to blame our parents for our shortcomings is easy. It's a convenient narrative, a way to externalize our struggles, to absolve ourselves of responsibility. But this blame game is a dangerous trap, preventing us from true growth and accountability. Holding on to resentment and blame only keeps us tethered to the past, hindering our ability to move forward. We are capable of change, of growth, of breaking free from unhealthy patterns. The key lies in shifting from blame to understanding. It's about acknowledging the impact of our past without letting it define our present or dictate our future. Breaking free from the blame cycle is a journey of self-discovery, of forgiveness, both for ourselves and for those who shaped us. It's about choosing to be defined not by our past, but by the choices we make today. The hypersexualization of children in fashion and media is deeply disturbing. This normalization of adult sexuality onto young, impressionable minds is robbing children of their innocence. We need to question the messages we're sending, the values we're inadvertently endorsing. This premature sexualization can lead to body image issues, eating disorders, and low self-esteem in children. It's time to reclaim childhood, to fiercely protect the innocence and vulnerability of young minds. We need to support brands and media outlets that prioritize age-appropriate representation. We need to talk to our children about media literacy, empowering them to critically analyze the messages they're bombarded with. It's about creating a world where childhood is cherished, where innocence is protected, and where children are free to be children. The glorification of overwork has become endemic. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, proof of our dedication, our worthiness. But this relentless pursuit of productivity comes at a cost, fueling a culture of burnout, anxiety, and diminished well-being. We're sacrificing our health, our relationships, our very selves at the altar of productivity. We need to redefine success. It's not about how much we can do, but how well we can live. We need to create work environments that value balance, that prioritize mental and emotional health. It's time to reclaim our time, our energy, our lives. Let's redefine success on our own terms, creating a world where we can thrive both professionally and personally. Media often presents a distorted mirror to society, reflecting back unrealistic beauty standards, unattainable lifestyles, and manufactured narratives. This constant exposure to fabricated realities warps our perceptions, fueling insecurities, and perpetuating a culture of comparison and inadequacy. We're chasing after illusions, measuring ourselves against fabricated standards, and losing sight of our own unique beauty and worth. We need to develop critical media literacy skills, to question the narratives we're consuming. We need to seek out diverse voices, to challenge our own biases, and to engage in thoughtful dialogue about the messages we're internalizing. It's time to step back from the distorted mirror, to recognize the power of media to shape our perceptions. Let's create a world where authenticity is celebrated, where diversity is embraced, and where we recognize the inherent worth and beauty in our own unique stories. We live in a world of instant gratification. Technology has made it possible to have everything we want, when we want it, with just a few taps on a screen. This constant access to information, entertainment, and connection has created an addiction to immediacy. We're losing our ability to wait, to be patient, to appreciate the journey as much as the destination. This addiction to immediacy extends beyond our digital lives. We need to rediscover the lost art of patience. We need to set healthy boundaries with technology, to create space for stillness, reflection, and genuine connection. Let's cultivate patience, gratitude, and an appreciation for the journey, however long and winding it may be. Consumerism itself is often problematic, but it takes on a more insidious tone when viewed through the lens of racial bias. Marketing strategies often target specific demographics with tailored messages that perpetuate harmful stereotypes. This targeted advertising reinforces existing biases, influencing perceptions of beauty, success, and even basic human needs. We need to become conscious consumers, aware of the ways in which racial bias influences our purchasing decisions. We need to support businesses that prioritize diversity and inclusion. It's time to dismantle the systems that perpetuate racial bias in the marketplace. Let's use our purchasing power to support businesses that align with our values and create a more equitable and just marketplace for all. Unmasking these toxic norms is not about achieving some utopian ideal of perfection. It's about acknowledging that we're all works in progress, navigating a complex world with our own baggage, biases, and blind spots. It's about choosing courage over comfort, about engaging in difficult conversations, about challenging the status quo even when it's uncomfortable. This requires self-reflection. It's about being willing to sit with discomfort, to have those tough conversations with ourselves and with others, and to commit to doing better. It's about creating a space for vulnerability, for growth, for accountability. It's about recognizing that we're all in this together, that we all have a role to play in creating a healthier, more just, and more compassionate world. Breaking free from these toxic norms is not a destination, it's a journey. It's about small, conscious choices made every day. It's about questioning the status quo, challenging our own assumptions, and refusing to accept harmful behaviors as just the way things are. We have the power to create a new normal, one conversation, one action, one choice at a time. This requires us to be courageous. It demands that we speak up against injustice, that we challenge outdated beliefs, that we stand up for what we believe in. It's about using our voices to advocate for change, to amplify marginalized voices, and to create a world where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. It's about recognizing that our individual actions have ripple effects, that together, we have the power to create a world that reflects our shared values of equality, compassion, and respect.